Now, hi Zuzanna. Thanks
Hi,
so
Kat.
much for joining me to talk about your carol arrangements. I'm really excited to hear some more about them.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
No, it's
I
nice to
think
see you and
your
have a bit of
advent
a chat as
calendar.
well.
I think your advent calendar is really, really great, and I'm so honored to be here with you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. No, I really appreciate it. So I wanted to ask you a bit more about the carols. So what made you decide to arrange them? Because they're for quite beginner harpists, aren't they? So tell me a little bit more about that, please. That'd be great.
Yeah. So the very simple thing that made me want to arrangement is the fact that there were no harp arrangements whatsoever of those carols, and that no one ever attempted to publish them. I suppose there were teachers in Poland who have arranged them for their own students, but they never shared it more widely, not that I know of. So that was what I decided had to be done. Last year I arranged one of the carols, and I shared it through my newsletter, and then I asked on some Facebook Polish harp groups whether people would be interested in them, and they said yeah, totally, because we always have to struggle every Christmas to arrange them for our students. And they said that definitely when it came to the level that they would like the most basic versions, because that's what was needed most.
Yeah.
And so I started working on them.
Some of them you can literally play with two fingers, can't you, on each
Yes,
hand?
exactly. Yeah, the first two or three can be played with two fingers. Of course, you can play with more fingers, but for someone who follows that system of using only two at the beginning, they are written like that.
Yeah, no, it's great. Have you got a favourite one?
Oh, I always say that all of them are my favorites, and it's really true, because I really love all of them. Whichever one I listen to, it is my favorite. But I really like the Lulej Little Jesu that I recorded in one of my live harp lessons. I really like When the Christ is Born, the Joyful Tidings as well. Yeah, but it's really hard to pick favorite. Really, whichever one I play at the moment is the current favorite.
That's a good thing. I find it really hard to choose a favourite Christmas tune as well. So.
Yeah.
I'm not the only one. Okay, so you're from Poland, and your husband is French, and you live in Scotland. So
yes,
that's quite a lot of different Christmases going on. How are you celebrating here? And can you tell me a little bit about Christmas in Poland as well? Because I gather it's quite a special day on the 6th of December, which is the day I'll be posting this. So that's lots of questions all in one go. So
yes, that's fine. That's perfectly fine.
No, can you tell me a little bit about Christmas in Poland first, please?
Yes, so until very recently, we were spending all our Christmas, myself, I was spending all my Christmas in Poland. Only the first Christmas outside of Poland and outside of my family home was last year. So that was the first year where we tried to have our own new tradition, and we're still working on that. We decided we were going to talk a little bit more about it actually this Christmas, and try to decide what's really important for us. So our own Christmas tradition is still in the making. As you said, it's lots of different cultures together. But when I was in Poland, definitely the most important day was actually the 24th of December, Christmas Eve. As opposed to UK, I think the biggest celebration is one night before. That's when we also give presents, as opposed to 25th in the morning. But as you mentioned, 6th of December is also quite important, because it's the day of St. Nicholas. It's the day of the patron, and this can also be a day when you give presents. They are usually a bit more smaller things. For example, chocolate Santas are working quite well, or that's the day when you do secret Santa, at schools or in colleges or at work. So it's also a day to celebrate, although not as big as the Christmas itself, the Christmas Eve.
And what do you tend to do on Christmas Eve in Poland? Is that when you get together with your family and things? Or?
Yes, there is usually a big festive dinner, and the tradition says that you should sit down to have the dinner when you see the first star on the sky. So it's actually quite early. Which is quite early. I mean, people tend not to stick to that, but usually what you do is you tell your children to go and try to spot the star, and then try to see the Santa with the reindeers, and then you shovel the Christmas presents under the Christmas tree and pretend that Santa was right behind their backs. And you have a big dinner, and the dinner usually starts with everyone sharing wafer, I think it's the name, the thin white wafer, and when you share it, each person holds a bit in their hands, and they are breaking a little bit from the other person's wafer, and where they do that, they say good wishes, they say what they wish to that particular person, and the wishes can be very personal. So this is what starts the Christmas dinner, and then you have all the traditional dishes, which usually are quite time-consuming to make, like pierogi, barszcz, some fish. It's all supposed to be meat-free, so there are some fish, but not other meat.
Okay.
Yeah, and then you have the presents. Some families sing Christmas carols. I always try to make my family to sing with me. And then after presents, you would normally, if you go to the church, you would go to the midnight mass at midnight in the church.
Mm-hmm. So do you get a lie-in the next morning after all that celebrating?
Yeah, usually you just wake up whenever you wake up, and you try to eat all the food that you still got
left over.
Yeah.
Amazing. I like the sound of that. I like the sound of starting on Christmas Eve. That sounds excellent to me. So how are you celebrating this year?
So this year we will stay at home here in Scotland, in Edinburgh, and we will probably have a meal on Christmas Eve again, and we will need to decide on the dishes, because with only the two of us, the tradition says that there are supposed to be 12 dishes on the Christmas Eve dinner. So with the family of two, I think it's going to be quite hard. So we need to decide on the menu, and then 25th, 26th are going to be quite relaxed. We will just stay at home and enjoy some well-deserved rest.
That sounds really, really good to me, and very well deserved by the sounds of it, after working so hard to get all these carols out. So,
Thank you.
So what have you asked Santa Claus to bring you anything? Is that what you call him in Poland? Do you call him Santa, or just
we call him Święty Mikołaj, which translates to as Saint Nicholas. In different parts of Poland, sometimes he can have different names, but that's what we usually call him in most parts of the country. So what have I asked from him? I actually haven't asked for anything in particular this year, because I feel actually really happy with what I've got already. And I think if I were to ask for anything, is that for things not to change too much, maybe. And also for some nice holiday, which I'm getting this year. I'm getting some nice rest. So not much more apart from that, really, being with the loved ones, which will also happen later in December.
That sounds like a pretty good Christmas present list to me. And what does your harp want for Christmas? I can see your harp just behind you. So.
Yeah, my harp, like a typical kid, which it is, said that it would like a little brother or sister harp.
But you've got two other harps already, haven't you?
I know, but it still wants more. It's kind of happy to have people to play with. And I guess I have to say that my harp would probably want me to play more on it. So that's another request. Somehow, when you're very busy with your harp work, you end up not playing as much as you would like to, funnily enough. So I think that's what my harp would wish for, to be played. More.
Mine is wishing for a new set of bass wires in the moment.
Oh, that as well. Oh, sorry. Why did we say it out loud with the harpist?
Oh, sorry.
No, but it will get it. Don't worry, you will get your strings as well.
Right, Zuzanna, I'm going to leave you to it, but thank you so much for telling me about the carols. I'll put a link in the blog post as well, so people can buy them. And thanks for taking the time to do it, because I know from doing calendar and all sorts of other things that we've done this year, anything involving technology just takes much longer than you think it's going to. So congratulations.
Thank you very much, of course. And as discussed previously, we would I'm happy to share a discount code for anyone listening to your advent calendar. So I will put that I will send that over to you so you can share it with the listeners.
Oh, fantastic. That's really kind. Oh, what a lovely Christmas present for everybody. So
I hope it will be.
I'll say good night for now, Zuzanna, and hopefully I'll see you before Christmas.
Thank you. Good night.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, good night. Thanks, Zuzanna.
Bye. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.